Guys, help. My hands have turned into pepperonis and I need to afford this surgery to change them back. Help us out by going to audibletrial.com/shooting blanks to get a free audiobook because I can't talk and concentrate with pepperoni hands.
Hello.
I'm ready now.
And welcome to another
ready, Juan?
Shooting Blanks Entertainment presents the Commentators Podcast. I'm Kramer.
I'm Juan.
I'm Tom. Sometimes.
And we actually have a special episode today because we recently got accepted into the Comicpalooza podcast partnership program.
It's a lot
Did
of P's.
I say that right?
It's PPP for short.
PPP?
Podcast Partnership Program. Yeah. Triple P.
CPPP.
CPP.
Ooh, PP.
That
That means we're going to be at Comicpalooza. We might get a chance to meet some really cool people. We're also going to be pushing a lot of Comicpalooza stuff this week.
Comicpalooza.
Well, first we're going to start off with special guest spotlights.
Woo.
We've got Norman Reedus is going to be there,
Yeah.
which I'm super psyched about.
So psyched.
Just to clarify, Spotlight doesn't mean they're here on our show.
No, they're not here yet.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Hello, welcome, Norman Reedus. How are you?
Hello.
Okay. That's been Norman Reedus.
For those of you who somehow don't know, Norman Reedus is currently most famed for his role as Daryl on The Walking Dead.
Yep.
And from the Boondock Saints, he's one of the twin brothers. I don't remember who else is going to... What's his name? I don't remember. I just remember him as one of the brothers.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. It's
Actually,
been
there's a
long time.
big reunion cast coming from Boondocks.
whole reunion cast.
It's going to be... is it a whole reunion? No.
I think so.
No, because Willem Dafoe isn't going to be there. It's one of the guys
Okay.
from the second movie.
Man, that
Both
makes
of the
me sad.
brothers.
Huh?
So that makes me sad. I would fucking love to talk to Willem Dafoe.
Fuck yeah.
I'll put a mirror and just let him talk to himself.
Oh, that'd be the perfect interview.
I'm not
Like,
even worthy. I just set it up in front of him and step to the side. Just be like, go.
He'd be like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "This is just gonna be you talking to yourself because we're not worthy.
We're not worthy.
And you know what? He'd probably be like, "Okay."
All right.
I just want to see him give that crazy Green Goblin face
Yeah.
into the mirror.
And that somehow was picked up by the microphone.
That dude is so good.
He said he was also in one of the Blade movies.
Oh, yeah, he's in Blade 2.
Blade
You know,
2.
I didn't know that either until recently when I saw a random meme or something. It was like a picture,
Yeah.
just a still shot of him next to Wesley Snipes or something in the Blade movie, and that was it. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I looked at it, I was like, that can't be right. But that's one of those things where like actors, as soon as they become more prevalent in another role, not prevalent,
Popular? Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure, in another role, like you look back at other shows and you're like, holy crap, they've been in here the whole time. Like
Yeah.
Seth Rogen was in the fuck, I keep
Super bad.
No, well, yes, but the Donnie
started-
Darko. He was in Donnie Darko.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I didn't
But
notice it
when I
until
watched
years-
Donnie Darko again, I was like, what the fuck is Seth Rogen doing in here?
I had the same reaction like years later when I watched Donnie Darko again because I watched it a bunch of times as a kid and I never knew
Yeah.
who Seth Rogen
Yeah.
was. And then years later I watched it again. I was like, "Fuck you, Seth Rogen. You're not in Donnie Darko."
It's just like it doesn't like register because you're like, surely I would have noticed, but it's before you knew who they were.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
refused. Like I couldn't accept it. I was just like, "No, you're not in this movie."
You know, I forgot Ryan Reynolds was in Blade
He was in Blade 3.
3.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
was.
I remembered he was in there because he says one of my favorite lines when he's just constantly insulting that lady at the end. And one of the things he says is "ice cunt queen" or "cunt ice queen," and I don't know why, but that insult always stayed in my head. I was like, "Damn."
I've never heard you say it. You should, though. Say it more often.
Say it a lot more often.
Me?
But learn
No,
what
I don't
is
say
first.
it. I'm not going to say that to somebody.
No, you
But,
should. You should
like,
take that. But
it's
but
stuck
learn
in my
what it is
head.
first.
But speaking of a lot of the people that I saw that are going to be at Comicpalooza, I'd be like, oh, it's the person from this thing. But then I would look back at their IMDb and I noticed that they were voice actors in a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I.e. Eliza Dushku, who's also going to be there, which at first I remembered her from like a couple of movies. Most notably for me is Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh yeah. That's...
From, what was that? Dollhouse?
Dollhouse. I don't
She
think I saw Dollhouse.
Well, maybe that's not her.
But
Yeah. What was that called?
She was
Yeah,
like
it was Dollhouse.
Yeah. I watched a
Yeah.
couple episodes of that. I remember.
It was pretty
liking
good. Yeah, that's the sort of role she's good in.
But those are the main things that I think of are like the live action roles. But then I was looking at her IMDb, and she does a lot of voice acting.
What does she do voice acting for?
No, I was about to say Smash. Hulk and the Agents of Smash,
Oh yeah.
which at first I read as Agents of Shield because I didn't know there was an Agents of Smash. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a little cartoon. I haven't watched it.
I want to
It's
see
like
that.
for kids. I think.
She was also in a Spider-Man live action movie, or it was a show.
what?
It was a live action.
What was
no, not
it?
a live action. No,
You
no,
said
no, no, no.
Ultimate Spider-Man, right? Was it Ultimate?
I think it was Ultimate Spider-Man.
that was.
She was
that a
a
cartoon.
She-Hulk in Ultimate Spider-Man.
She was a She-Hulk.
for an episode. Yeah.
What?
Wait, did she also play She-Hulk in Agents of Smash? I love that name.
Yeah, she does.
Isn't Smash also like an acronym of something?
Yeah, it is.
I just don't know what it is. It's like Superman.
Super
Ass.
Mashing Awesome Squad Hulk.
That's really good.
Was that it, or is that?
I don't know.
It just ends
I
with
like
Hulk
that
again. It's Hulk, Hulk, and the super awesome smashing Hulks.
Yes. Oh man, but yeah,
That's way better than mine.
Comicpalooza. It's going to be June 7th.
17th to 19th.
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Is it 17th or 7th?
17th.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
If we're wrong, let's look at a calendar. It's the one on the weekend.
Go to our Twitter because it's on there. I just
Go to our Twitter anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go to our Twitter, which is at commentatorspod.
Yeah.
I was going to say .com, but it's not .com.
No, not .com.
It's just at commentatorspod.
Yeah.
Now, before we get to the main topic,
Word.
trailers.
Yes.
We were going to just go into the main topic, but we had a whole bunch of trailers come out this past weekend.
Not just trailers.
This week.
A whole lot of like cool news that just has been coming out so much.
Which one are you most excited for?
Trailers?
Or any of it?
Any of it? I think I've been excited for Doctor Strange the most. It's the one that's so weird and like interesting that it's set up to be such a different movie from what we've seen already.
Yeah.
I've been so excited for it, especially because I love Doctor Strange and like magic and all the little backstory on some of his stuff.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's the first Marvel one that we're going to get, where it's not aliens or like super serums or something like that. It's magic.
And it's not like Thor science-y magic.
No.
It's like legit magic.
Yes.
It's so cool.
And the way it looked, it reminded me a lot of like Inception. A lot of the effects that they had, where things were just like moving around. It was like one of those weird kaleidoscopes kind of things.
It kind of looked a lot to me like Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes?
I think.
Like the way, because there's a lot of like illusionary stuff.
Are
in
you
Sherlock
talking
Holmes.
about the Robert Downey Jr. one,
yeah,
or the one
yeah.
where Cumberbatch played Sherlock Holmes?
No, the Robert Downey
That's right.
Jr.
He
one.
also did that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, there's a series where he plays Sherlock Holmes and Watson is Bilbo.
Oh,
guy,
really?
The guy who plays Bilbo Baggins
Marty
is
Friedman.
Watson, yeah.
Oh, that's really...
That's
I didn't know
actually pretty
that.
great.
I've been
No.
wanting to watch that for a while because I was like, what?
I heard it's pretty good.
It's Sherlock Holmes with Smog and Bilbo.
no, the Robert Downey Jr. one, just because it had a lot of elements of like illusion and magic sort of stuff, and the the way the slow motion shots were done whenever he was going over the fight scenes in his head before he did it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
those
lot
are
of cool shot, stuff like that, and a lot of magic and poof and
And poof.
Yes, poof.
yeah, there's a lot of poof in that movie.
I'm really excited because I don't really know much about Doctor Strange except
me
that
either.
he uses magic. That
Yeah.
was all I knew, and then I saw the trailer and I was like, yes.
I think for him, I have a very basic, just kind of... Like, I know how he is and what he's like, but that's just kind of it. General, like, know
Yeah.
who he is.
I know nothing.
Did you see the
Sense
meme
now.
where they replaced that scene in the trailer where she hits him and his ghost comes out of him, but they replaced her with One Punch Man, and he punches him, and like his ghost comes out of his body.
They've been making a memes where they dressed her as One Punch Man, and he's like, train me.
Oh, that's so good. I love that so much.
By the way, that character is called the Ancient One.
You were just saying earlier before we started recording that she's in other movies, and I seem to remember her playing very similar roles.
Her
Yeah,
name's
she's
Tilda
a-
Swinton.
She's always got that kind of higher power mystical sort of role to her.
Yeah,
think
you were
she-
saying she played Gabriel in.
And Constantine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's like I don't recognize her at first, but once you mentioned it, I got even more excited because like I reckon I don't remember her name, but I see her as that like you said it's the crossing of the threshold character. I forget what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like she's been in some kind of armor. Was she Joan of Arc at some point?
Yeah,
Something?
I think I want to say yes. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, there's a lot of things that I remember her kind of vaguely like images of her, but yeah, it's always some sort of spiritual form that I see her in.
She's kind of strange too, so I think this like
Yeah,
works.
strange. Yeah.
Shut your fucking face.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Yeah, I guess that's why they always cast her as like an angel sort of.
But she can
character.
play that character really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got the accent and she's got the voice. She's just got that voice of like, I have a message to deliver.
Speaking of voice, did you catch that like Cumberbatch's English accent or like his normal American accent?
Oh, you mean when he Andrew Lincolned it?
When he sounded exactly like House? To me, yeah, he just very.
Yeah, like you
When
listen
you
to
hear-
it, and I when I listened to the trailer, I was like, "Isn't he British?"
Yeah, I was like, he's
I
like,
immediately
I don't
thought
believe
Rick.
in chakras, and I was like,
I don't
whoa,
believe in chakras.
is he gonna talk like this the whole time?
I immediately thought Rick from The Walking Dead. I was like, Andrew Lincoln. What are you doing?
damn it.
Like, this is a British actor thing now?
Yeah,
They are
They're
going to do
so
this?
good at American accents. Like,
no, they're not. Oh,
like the
they're
like the
okay
guy who
at
plays
them.
House. I didn't think he was British
Oh, yeah,
for like
yeah.
the longest time, and then I heard him speaking in his accent. I was like, "How the fuck do you turn that off?"
You know what? Gary Oldman, Commissioner Gordon from The Dark Knight, is amazing at the American accent. Because
Wait, he's British?
He's British. I literally just heard him on the Nerdist podcast, and Chris Hardwick and I had the same like thing where as soon as he started talking, he was like, "I have to stop because I just realized I've never heard your real voice, and it's throwing me off." I was like, "This is Gary Oldman. He doesn't sound like him."
That's awesome.
That dude is a chameleon.
I love that.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, actually. Yeah, English actors are really good at that.
Is-
Christian
but-
Bale does it
Oh yeah, Christian Bale does.
quite frequently.
Christian Bale's
British?
Yeah, he's hella
Yeah.
British.
Yeah,
You
he
never
is.
heard that, like, that what was it, the clip from Terminator set when he got
when he's
super
all mad?
pissed? He gets super pissed off at this, like, makeup artist and starts screaming at him.
Oh no, I haven't
like-
heard that. I heard about it, but I didn't hear it.
Super angry British.
Oh man, you know what? I really liked in the Doctor Strange trailer as soon as she punches him in the astral projection, where he's just all like looking at his hands, and then he's like, or when she grabs his head with her thumb and she like pushes him, and the background just changes. Man, all these visuals are gonna look so cool. Like, I really can't wait for this.
Yeah, I know nothing about Doctor Strange, so I'm excited. It's going to be cool.
Because so like in the trailer, you see the beginning. They did a lot of like parallels where they showed him like he was basically like he's a surgeon and he's like the best surgeon in the world, super cocky, an asshole, very much like Tony Stark,
Yeah.
and the same thing, even like similar facial hair.
Yeah, kind of.
But I actually are they keeping him the little goatee? I didn't see that.
I don't know.
I don't think he had it.
They
It was-
might have brought it back because at the beginning was a lot of him being like a surgeon and clean shaven.
Yeah.
But then they showed him when he met her and he had a full grown beard.
Yeah, because
So
that's
the goat-
after his accident.
Yeah, the goatee might come after that where he like shaves it down to the goatee.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm wondering if they're
probably.
gonna do that.
It'll be like
Oh yeah, well we've seen the pictures and he's got the little goatee
Yeah.
thing going on.
It'll be the reveal point in the movie, you know, when he just like fully takes on the role of Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
That part where he comes up the stairs with the cape was
Oh man, you can hear the cape like moving.
yeah.
Yeah. By the way, the cape is magical. It makes him fly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ah.
And what else? I can tell you, okay, that he's a surgeon. He gets into an accident. I think he's drinking and driving, which I don't know if they're even going to show that, but he gets in the accident. The nerves in his hands are messed up and he can't like perform surgery anymore.
Oh, okay.
So at one point he uses his fortune to like look for a cure, and he travels like to Tibet and stumbles upon the Ancient One, who decides to like teach him like magic and all this stuff. And then that's how he becomes the Sorcerer Supreme.
I like that story because it goes kind of into like the Romantic era of British literature, where it was a big argument. It was a shift from like alchemy to science, where people were going into as people started accepting more science, they started disregarding natural stuff. But then there was a big backlash of the people who accepted the old ways of like nature and alchemy, and they were pushing against that.
Right.
So this is a nice backwards kind of response to that.
Yeah.
It's going from science to the natural ways, but pushing against it, like fighting it at first.
Yeah, to the mystical ways, because he's not like that at all. So whatever she shows him, probably the astral projecting, or when she touches his forehead, like is enough to make him like change his mind
Yeah.
and stuff. So that's
Well, yeah, I
really
mean,
cool.
at that point, you can't really argue with it anymore.
No.
You made me into a ghost. Yeah, I believe you.
Yep.
Or he got really high.
Maybe.
Possible.
Maybe she's like, smoke this pipe, and I'll show you magic.
I can show you the world.
Yeah, man, it looks so cool though.
Yes.
I want, Mads Mikkelsen is the bad guy.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen is he's from Hannibal, which...
Oh, was he the guy who played the bad guy in Red Dragon?
No, I mean like the TV show Hannibal.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Okay, he's from James Bond, Casino Royale. He's the bad guy.
I've seen it.
Oh, fuck.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's a great
I will
actor.
take your word on it. Because the casting so far in this show or movie has been really good. The Benedict Cumberbatch, mystical lady.
Right, Tilda Swinton.
That's her name?
Yes.
Tilda Swinton?
Swinton.
Mads
Mikkelsen.
Wasn't she in Dogma too?
Was she?
I think she was.
Who was she? Why does that sound really familiar?
I think she was also an angel. Fuck. What?
I would believe that she was an angel. That makes sense.
Oh god.
Oh, that sounds...
I'm gonna look this up.
That sounds pretty close.
I think she was in Dogma. I'm pretty sure.
Chiwetel... I can't... Damn it, I can never say his name, and I feel really bad.
Is it the black dude?
Yes. He's going to be Baron Mordo. So he's Possibly. I actually don't know where he's from.
I've seen him before on that.
But I've heard good things about him.
Yeah, no, the Blacklist, like that's one of the shows that I end up watching because my mom watches it, and like he's a good actor.
Okay. So yeah,
very good guy. Unless it's not the same guy, and I'm just mixing two black people together. In which case, I am so sorry.
In which case, you sir are racist.
Maybe.
Well, we're not gonna argue that.
Maybe. While Tom's looking that up, do you want to move on to Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh man,
I want to ask something right off the bat because they show the witch. What's her name? Enchantress. She slices somebody's head off. Is that her or is that another character?
No, you're thinking of another character. You're thinking of Katana?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Katana, like, slices somebody's head, but it looked from the back like Killer Croc.
No, it looked like a rock monster or something made out of
That's where I got confused, because, like, in the trailer, it was really quick, and, like, from the back, like, you have the texture of Killer Croc's face, and it looked like the same kind of texture.
It looked like, like the back of his head.
And I remember we had talked about, like, one of the other trailers that there were, like, shadow monsters or something that appeared in, like, a subway scene or something.
I think these are the same thing.
Okay, because at first I didn't remember that, and I was like, did somebody kill Killer Croc already?
Yeah. I think that they're... Fuck, I lost my thought.
I'm still trying to keep up with all the people in Suicide Squad, because I know there's Captain Boomerang, there's Deadshot, there's Harley, Killer Croc, the Fire Guy, Diablo, yeah. But I can't remember the other ones.
Slipknot. Slipknot is that the Indian looking guy. He's got braids in his hair.
Oh, I don't even remember seeing
and
that.
who's the fire guy?
El Diablo.
Yeah, that's El Diablo.
And you're missing Rick Flag.
I don't know that one either.
Yeah.
And Katana. And the Enchantress.
I don't think is part
She's not of the Suicide Squad. She just shows up later, right?
I have a feeling that she's like the main bad guy.
Okay. That's where they seem to be like showing it, and I heard a lot of fan theories where they were saying that it's going to start off that they're going up against something. No, don't they make them a squad just in case Superman does something?
No, but that's the premise for like just building the squad.
Yeah, like that's why they organize the group.
I totally love they're just throwing them there. What if Superman decided to just come and kill the president? What are we going to do? How could you even like
they're probably going to spawn that off of being sparked by Batman's...
Oh, yeah.
Bruce Wayne's big thing.
Sparked off of that, because we don't know the timeline yet of this.
Yeah.
So even if this could be like after Man of Steel, before Batman Superman.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
So it could even just be like Superman came and he helped us, but what if he decided he didn't want to? We need some kind of backup, and we need to have backup that we can also wipe our hands of too if they go bad.
Yeah. And you guys were also talking about how they had a lot more Batman in this one.
Oh, yeah.
In this one.
Batman jumping after Harley over like a roof, and then at one point he's carrying her, and then they show him on Joker's car.
I wonder if there's a point where like Batman is chasing Joker and Harley, and they end up on a roof or something like that, and then Joker just throws her off.
Oh, kind of one of those like, you save her, I'm gonna escape, and
then that's what it is. Is like he throws her off, and then Batman has to jump down and save her, and then he catches up with Joker, and that's when he's like on the car, like I'll fucking kill you.
I could see that.
Or maybe that was them getting to the building, him trying to catch him.
Because she's in the car with him in another trailer.
Yeah,
they're in the car together, so maybe he corners her, and that's how she gets sent to jail. Is that Batman catches her? She throws her off. He dives under, saves her. He's carrying her, sends her to jail, and the Joker's still on the loose.
Yeah, that actually
that makes perfect sense.
I'm really curious about what his role is going to be in the movie, because there's a lot of there's going to be their Suicide Squad is going against someone, right? Some bad guy. I think Enchantress happens to be the bigger bad guy, and I'm wondering what's his idea in there. Is he just no Joker? Is he just going to be causing chaos? Is he just taking him? He's just taking opportunity. All this stuff's going down. Why not, do something?
I was gonna say, if it's framed like the way you guys were saying with Batman, the whole Batman and Joker scene with Harley would be at the very beginning.
Yeah,
that shows, because I feel like the movie itself is mostly gonna follow Harley, and because of that,
I don't think so.
It's supposed to be Deadshot too. There's gonna be a lot of Will Smith.
I think that probably what they're gonna do is they're gonna start further into the timeline, and then kind of dive backwards.
Definitely flashbacks on how she became Harley. But it starting off with the scene of Batman chasing down Harley and the Joker, and then her getting arrested.
Maybe.
Also too, you got to see the part where they show Harley Quinn before she becomes Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
So they have to show that point in there too. When she meets the Joker, I don't know.
I imagine as they're doing a lot of the they're going on the actual quest of the movie, would be a lot of flashbacks as the Joker comes in and out. It triggers Harley to flashback, and that's where they could remember a lot of things.
There's going to be a lot of, I think, interesting origins. They're going to do Deadshot's origin for sure. They're doing Enchantress's origin. They're doing. They show. Is it Rick Flag or Captain Boomerang? I can't remember. I think it's Rick Flag and Enchantress before she turns. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of interesting backstory.
That makes me a little worried that they might try to do what a lot of people said was too much in Batman versus Superman, where they should try to put too much into Batman versus Superman.
It's just going to be hard to do because there's the Suicide Squad is 10 people already.
Yeah, but if you try to do even just half of them, you would do 5 origin stories in one movie. That's still a lot.
Yeah, I think they could get around with just doing mini flashbacks or even
that's why I like
exposition. While they're building the team, the lady's El Diablo became with the fire or whatever.
I think I actually read for Batman Superman that when the DVD or Blu-ray comes out, that there's going to be an over 4 hour long cut.
Yeah,
we were talking about the director's cut last, and it's rated R.
Cut. Yeah.
It's going to be 4 hours long.
Over 4 hours long.
Okay,
dang. I read it as 3. It was going to be 3 hours. For sure.
I read there is a cut of Batman Superman that is over 4 hours long.
Well, I remember you weren't able to make it when we were discussing Batman versus Superman. I was saying that felt like a movie that should have been 2 movies because it seemed the way a lot of the editing was because they were trying to cram everything in.
Yeah, they compacted it.
Yeah, it could have easily spanned another hour or 2.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
I think definitely originally was supposed to be that, and then the movie studios were cut it where you can, and then that's what we got.
Yeah, which is I think the main my main complaint, especially as an editor, was the way it was edited. And as somebody who even complains when a video game ends and I don't get more storyline, for me it was I wanted
Deadpool.
I would love to see more of the I wanted it to be longer. I don't mind long movies. I know a lot of people have an issue with that.
No, I don't mind either. I like story. I like backstory. I like all the get into all the little intricate details,
which is why
make them match up later.
Which is why I fucking love the Netflix series now. All the Netflix TV series are like a long ass fucking movie.
Yeah, exactly. What they're doing with Daredevil, and I'm just gonna say now I haven't gotten too far into Daredevil. I'm catching up, so no spoilers, please. Okay. But I'm loving the way it's progressing because it doesn't have the feel of a TV show, like you said. It has the feel of a movie, and it hits you like a movie.
Yeah.
And I love that it just keeps going.
And they can do so much more on Netflix and really flesh out the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, I have read that they're not gonna. They don't want to introduce the Netflix superheroes to the movie universe. For at least a really good while. They're really making them not to cross.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks because I feel like they got a really good Daredevil.
Well,
I want to see him at some point.
I kind of wanted, instead of them to redo Flash, because they were doing it like starting all over with Flash. I would have liked if like Flash and Arrow, the shows somehow merged into the movies.
Yeah, because they don't want to do that either.
Yeah,
they don't like. What's his name? Grant Gustin is the Flash, and I can't remember.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing I had with that is when they did the Suicide Squad and Arrow, they had some badass people for Deadshot and Deathstroke.
Oh,
like I don't want to see anybody else. Like whenever they cast Suicide Squad and Will Smith was cast as Deadshot, I was like, "Fuck this movie."
Dude, that first trailer did not make me like him or the movie. The very first trailer that was so cheesy.
Yeah, because it was Will Smith heavy. I think they were testing the waters with that, and everybody was like, "Get Will Smith out of here."
Nope.
And that's why I cringed when you were like, "It's going to be very like, there's going to be a lot of Deadshot origin." I'm like,
But
I don't really want to see a Will Smith as a lead in this movie. Like,
No,
He
I
is,
don't.
unfortunately.
well,
though.
and
Like,
I'm not saying like he's a
That's
bad
'cause they
actor.
probably
I
had to
like
pay
the
him a
movies
lot.
that he's in, but I don't want to see him the lead in this one because I don't feel like it doesn't feel like a Deadshot movie.
Yeah, no, I love Will Smith,
yeah.
but yeah, I don't want to see him as Deadshot.
It's because it's one of those things like if you have him, they're not gonna not use Will Smith. He's still a really good actor.
He is.
And at least though, I like this trailer made me at least more like happy with it in the sense that it felt like more comical old school Will Smith when he's messing with El Diablo and he's in his face. He's like, "Come on, man, do it." And these guys just pushing him, and then he finally does something. He's like, "I was just doing it to do it, right? Come
good,
on,
right?
we're okay, right?"
we
like
good? We
that
good?
made me smile. That's like classic funny Hitch Will Smith or something. You know?
I did like the clip that they showed of Deadshot's mask. I like that it's super, super classic.
Oh yeah. I want him to wear the mask more.
I do too. That's
I hope
why
they keep it on, but because he's Will Smith, he's not going to keep it on.
I kind of
all the
wish they
time.
would Ryan Reynolds him in this one.
I think his mask is going to be the majority of his.
I wish they would Deadpool
backstory.
him. Why can't they just Deadpool him in this one? Just cut his mouth off and put a mask on him and let him go as Deadshot.
Yeah.
Okay, what other trailers we got?
Independence Day had a new
Yes.
trailer.
Oh, it was so good. They
So
fleshed
good.
out the world so much.
Funny how that
Yes.
transitions because they killed Will Smith.
Because and you know what? They mentioned that Will Smith dies like in this
they showed
trailer.
a picture of him.
They
There's
showed a
actually-
picture of him. They implied it with which also could not have been his ship.
Yeah,
but you see
yeah.
a ship crashing and exploding as they're
Yeah.
kind of talking about him.
Yeah.
So even if that's not him, they're straight up letting you know that he's not in this. He's dead.
Do you
Yeah,
think
like-
they did that because they were like, I would think two options or two reasons for it. One, they couldn't get Will Smith because Will Smith was busy filming Suicide Squad. Or B, they realized how much it costs to get Will Smith now, and they're like, "Fuck, we don't have the budget for this."
Possibly, right?
They also got Jeff Goldblum back, so that's probably a pretty big budget hit.
Why do I think Jeff Goldblum doesn't cost that much anymore?
You know, he's in a lot of commercials. I don't think he's even trying anymore. He's just like, I'm everywhere. I don't care.
Yeah, he's in commercials, and this is the first, like, other than small role, like a TV show or a random appearance, this is the first movie I've seen him in a long time. I'm sure his price has gone down a little
that's
bit.
good. Point.
I don't think it has to do with price. Whenever they start doing commercials, I think it's just like something to kill the time when they don't have a role. For instance, like Samuel L. Jackson, he did the Capital One. Samuel L. Jackson doesn't need to do commercials.
No, he doesn't.
He has like as long as fucking
That's pocket money for him. He's like, I was gonna go buy a car.
Well, yeah,
Just
'cause the
let me do
commercial-
this commercial so I can have the cash for
Yeah,
it.
it's like if we were to go mow a yard for them.
Yeah.
They're like, this is a 2-day shoot. They're going to pay me $500,000. That's cool.
I don't know
That's-
why.
yeah, whatever.
Why am I blanking on this? Kill Bill, Pulp Fiction.
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino. As long as he keeps making movies, Samuel L. Jackson has a role.
Samuel L. Jackson has a role regardless.
Dude, yeah, he's
forever.
in everything.
But that's what I'm saying. Like maybe Orlando Bloom, not Orlando Bloom. Fucking Jeff Goldblum. Orlando
Kramer.
Goldblum.
Orlando Jeff
Goldblum.
Goldblum. As long as like for him, I think
Jeff
maybe
Lando
he's got
Goldblum.
to the point where he's like, I've made enough movies. I could kind of relax because you can basically retire off of one movie if you make enough. Because I know some of them they get paid like a couple million for a role.
Sometimes.
Okay,
I feel
a
like Bruce
normal
Willis.
a normal person
Huh?
could retire.
Yeah, I feel like Bruce Willis, you get paid a couple million, but a lot of actors don't. A lot of actors will get paid 20, 30 grand
Yeah.
for a role, you know, depending on who they are, unless you're like, you know,
If you're a big name, you get the millions.
Brad Pitt. Yeah, Brad Pitt, you know, Tom Cruise, those guys would get millions, but
Clooney.
yeah,
Oh,
Clooney.
yeah, Clooney's big.
But, you know, Seth Rogen probably
How much
gets
did-
100 grand.
How much do you think Ocean's 11 cost?
Too much.
Fucking as much money as they had to steal. That's probably what it was.
That's why they were stealing money to pay the
That
actors.
movie wasn't a story. That was a documentary. That was just following them stealing the money to pay their salary.
Oh my god! Oh, I love that concept so much. That's one of my favorite movies, and I would love for it to actually be them ripping off a casino, and then they get taken to court, and they're like, "Here's the footage. It's a movie."
They made a whole movie about this. Why would they do this?
They don't tell the actors. It's plausible deniability. So none of them go to jail. They just think they're like, it's like Tropic Thunder.
Look at all this money we got, and then they just get paid with that money.
And then the studio starts running out of more money. They call them like, "Guys, we're making a number 2."
Yeah, exactly.
Ocean's 13 now. Ocean's 14.
Fucking
Clooney's like, fuck, man. I got like 50 mil from the last one. I got to do it.
fucking hell. But yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. The gold.
Yeah,
the gold. What? Fuck. I had lost it.
The Bloom, like probably
The Gold Blue Man Group.
The Gold Blue Man Group. You struggled really hard for that
It's
one.
a tongue twister.
Gold Blue Man Group.
Anyways, he might not be in the same boat as not Michael Jackson.
You mean dead? You're
No.
right. He's not dead.
He looks close, though.
Samuel L. Jackson, and where he's doing commercials just for the hell of it. I think the last thing I saw Jeff Goldblum in before that was the Tim and Eric Show movie.
Yeah. He's also in the show. He's in the show
Is
a
he?
lot. Yeah.
I think at this point-
he does the Jeff Goldblum Man Group.
I think if he's, as long as he's not living like too luxuriously, he's like, just he makes the actor money and then he just has like a small house, then he can probably just do whatever the fuck he wants.
I feel like
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum lives luxuriously though.
Why can
I
we
feel like he
not
does,
say
too.
his name?
I don't know. I love him as a character.
He is amazing all the time.
But
Back
okay,
to the trailer.
I like how they fleshed it out. Where the first one, it was just hinting at things. Here, they actually like fleshed it out as a whole world. Where now we have all that alien technology. We reverse engineered it. There's a whole bunch of like giant things, and we've basically been preparing the last 20 years, and they made it 20 years.
Exactly.
They they made the storyline 20 years, so all the
It's like
characters
in real time.
They didn't have to get new actors because the actors are 20 years older.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Super cool. I love the line where he says, "We have to like be able to win since we've been telling everyone we can."
Yeah.
Like now that the aliens are here, and then the second line of like, there's no way we can win, blah blah blah, and he's like, well, what happened? We were like in the same situation before.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I like the
Yes.
the tagline, like the cut where they had the text where it's like we've been preparing for 20 years.
Yes.
So have they.
Yeah. That
And
one
then
got
it's
me.
just like
Yeah.
shit's exploding everywhere, and all of our shit's getting fucked up, and they're in perfect condition, and all the aliens are celebrating and shit. It's like, oh,
and when they're like, the ship's it's landing in the Atlantic Ocean, they're like, which part? And he's like, the
whole thing. I was like, what the
Oh my god!
Oh man. At first I was a little like suspicious not suspicious, I guess hesitant and to think that this is going to be an awesome movie because I was like, man, they're remaking another movie. But the way they went about it, I was like, yes. I was just as hyped as like for the first Independence Day.
Yeah, and Will Smith's wife in that movie is still there. Jeff Goldblum's dad. They show him.
yeah.
A Hemsworth
I love him.
President. Oh yeah, one of the Hemsworths.
is, I think. Is it him?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it is too. I didn't look it up, but yeah, I think so.
How many Hemsworths are there?
I think there's 3.
Oh, okay. Because I thought there was 2, and I was like, do we refer to one as Chris Hemsworth and the other one as the other Hemsworth?
Non Chris Hemsworth.
Not Chris Hemsworth.
There's 9 Chris Hemsworth, and then there's the other Hemsworth.
There you go.
That's another list of like, because they're Australian, right?
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize a lot of our like the really good actors now. We're either getting them all from Britain or we're getting them from Australia.
All we got is Will Smith.
All of our actors are like old now.
Yeah.
Oh, and the
like-
president. The president's super old.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
But he's not still the president, I imagine.
No, he's
No,
not.
no.
He's just like they brought him in because he had the link to the aliens.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
addressed
man,
that in
it-
the first trailer.
yeah.
And that crazy scientist is there too. The one with
I
the
love
long
that
hair.
guy.
And he
Yeah.
still has the 90s hair.
Yeah.
He looks exactly
Oh,
the
God.
same, just slightly grizzier.
Yeah, no,
The guy from the trailer where he has like is driving the trailer.
he's
the kids.
the real frizzy hair. Wait, what?
In the first movie, wasn't they lived in a trailer?
No. He died.
No, he died. Yeah, he flew into
He's
the ship.
suicide.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then
That's how they found
who's
out
the
how to kill them.
or
One of the scientists that worked in where they were experimenting on the original craft that they had.
Yeah, the one that
From Roswell
that got
or
attacked by the alien inside the lab.
Yeah, he got his like. He was like.
It was like wrapped around his
wrapped
throat.
around his.
Fuck, I barely
He was
remember
like,
that part.
"Release me."
Yeah,
I barely
he's
remember
back.
that part.
And when they're like, "Why are they? What's going on with the aliens?" He's like, "Oh, they're celebrating or something like that." And I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
damn, that's cool." What if they have like the aliens have better suits than what they? You think they're gonna look different, or they look the same?
No, of course they're going to look a little different because that's what they were saying is that they have all this new technology that we had no, way to.
I imagined as soon as you
back.
said suits, all the aliens are in Iron Man
And
suits.
Iron Man suits. I was okay. My first thought was these aliens are now in mech suits.
They're all in Hulk.
They all
They're all
have
in
mech
Hulk
suits.
Busters.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
dude, they're all in Gundams. Fuck that.
Oh, shit. I'd love that.
Man.
What if throughout all of this, like we've been preparing for 20 years, and then the end of the movie is Japan's been preparing for 20 years too.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, I'd love that.
So they're fucking just beating down alien ships.
That would be totally awesome and work with the movie because in the first one, he sends that message that the world needs to come together and we need to fight the aliens. And Japan's like, I will give you my Gundam.
Everybody, like in the Lord of the Rings, where they're like, you have my sword and my axe.
You have my
America's
Gundam.
like, you have my AK. And Afghanistan is like, you have my this. And Japan is like, you have our Gundams. And everyone's like, your what?
Oh man, that would be so amazing.
I don't know why I listed Afghanistan. They're not going to help.
I hope they have insanely racially stereotyped weaponry for each country.
Like
Japan would have Gundams.
Or like in Pacific Rim.
That's what I was gonna say. The Pacific Rim,
where all of the
Yes.
mechs were like specifically stereotyped for their country.
Yes.
like the
Exactly.
Russian stereotype robot, or he's all like big and clunky. And he's
Yeah,
got-
it's like all made from like former parts of tanks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man,
I hope that Independence Day takes that route and Japan has Gundams.
dude, Japan should
Oh,
have Gundams.
speaking of Gundams and Pacific Rim, the rumors of the second Pacific Rim coming out. I'm excited.
Didn't
I
it get
think
put on
they
hold?
stopped that.
Yeah.
Did they put it on hold?
I think it got stopped.
Yeah.
I thought they resumed writing.
Ooh, I think they stopped it because Guillermo del Toro was going to do another movie.
I believe so. That's what I
it.
heard last. I haven't looked it up recently though.
Damn it. Okay, what else do we have for news?
New Spider-Man movie, the solo Spider-Man movie,
I haven't seen
is going to be called Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
Are
Is
they
it another
going-
origin one?
Yes.
Okay.
They wiped the new Andrew Garfield
Oh fuck.
one. It's still going to be a Sony movie, but Marvel heavily influenced.
Oh, okay. Is it still going to be connected to Civil War?
Yeah, it'll still be part of the MCU.
Okay, so they're finally Sony actually finally said, okay, we're gonna work with you guys.
Yes.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
So good.
That's worth wiping out all the other
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Mans.
Well, reality is worth wiping out all the other Spider-Mans.
That's true. Although Garfield's versions were much better. Not him as an actor, but also the way they were going about
The
it.
movies were done way better, but I just couldn't I never liked
They still
him.
weren't that good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they still weren't that
Sta-
good.
Skateboarding Peter Parker doesn't work.
No.
I don't
And
know.
you forgot my birthday, Electro.
God damn it.
You forgot my birthday, Electro. Oh, Jamie Foxx.
You forgot my birthday. I hate you, Spider-Man.
Oh my god, that was so.
Lame.
It was like they tried to do the Jim Carrey Batman thing whenever he's the Riddler.
Oh, yeah.
But they failed so bad.
You didn't invest in my crazy device because you said it could take over the world. Well, look out. It's taking over the world.
Yeah, well, Jim Carrey did it great. That was the Riddler plot was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The Electro plot was just
No, Electro was not good.
Jamie Foxx is a smooth guy. He does not play a pathetic character well.
And when he does it, it's too overly pathetic.
Yeah, it was
Like,
way too
it's
much.
just
Like
too
in
much.
the movie with Robert Downey Jr. where he was the violin player.
I didn't actually see
I
that.
didn't see that.
That was pretty good.
Was
I
it?
was gonna say, but like you said, it's not like a mildly pathetic. He's crazy homeless guy, so it is
He-
kind of over the top.
He went full
Very
retard.
over the top.
Say what?
He went full retard.
No, he didn't go full retard. He
Well,
went
you
full
know what
crazy.
I mean. The equivalent of committing too much to a specific.
No, he did it well.
Emotion.
It was good. That was
Yeah?
a good movie. Like his role, Robert Downey Jr.'s role was good. Oh, it was pretty good.
Speaking of Robert Downey Jr., he is confirmed to be in the Spider-Man movie.
I thought you were gonna say Iron Man 7.
No.
Is Iron
Why would there
Man-
be 7 if they're barely at 3?
I like that though. That he's gonna be in the Spider-Man one.
Yeah, he's gonna be in Spider-Man: Homecoming
As Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
But is he going to be Iron Man or is he just going to be Tony Stark?
They haven't said.
I think
he's gonna be Iron Man.
It's got to be that connection of him making the suit.
It's got to be. I'm thinking. Well, because we haven't seen Civil War, I can't really go off of it. So this is gonna either take place before or after. So maybe it's gonna be like the first kind of contact with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
While Spider-Man's doing his own small scale stuff, or maybe it's gonna be after the Civil War. And now he's working more with him.
Are they doing this Spider-Man having organic web shooters, or is it going to be mechanics?
Mechanics.
I want the mechanics.
So it already is. You can see him on his wrist, and he's got the belt of web cartridges.
Okay, so Tony Stark is going to design all that. That's where he comes in.
I think so.
Maybe.
But I want to say, I don't know. I hope that Peter makes the web shooters, and then Tony gives him just the suit.
I would like Tony Stark to improve the web shooters. Like maybe he has like a basic version of it.
If Peter's like, I have this, and then Tony's like, psh.
Or even if because
what is this? Your high school science project? I got this.
Even if too, I would be okay with since he's smart and he makes them himself. If Tony's like, here, you can use my stuff, and he comes up with the web shooters.
Oh, he like takes him. He's like, come here, and he shows him his lab. He's like, have at it. That would be cool.
Because he's another smart guy. He should be able to do it on his own.
It's like him and Bruce Banner. He just Science bros.
Yeah, he just needs the resources, and he can make like something cool like that.
I would actually prefer Robert Downey Jr. in the movie in that role rather than being Iron Man.
Yeah, it's purely as Tony Stark saying, like helping him out.
Yeah, I like him as Tony. You know, actually, his dialogue and his acting.
I like
much
that,
better than him blowing shit up. I mean, I like the Iron Man part too, but I actually really like his character.
Oh, I was gonna also say that, but it's not confirmed anymore. The rumor was Michael Keaton was also going to be the bad guy in the Spider-Man movie.
Michael Keaton.
And one of the rumored bad guy was the Vulture. So they're saying maybe Michael Keaton's play the Vulture. But just like 2 days ago, they said Keaton's out. He decided now.
Oh, man, I love Keaton.
And he was in talks already for like a good couple weeks, and then they're like, no, Keaton's out. But I was so excited for that. I think that would have been really cool.
It took so much for Ben Affleck to dethrone Keaton as my favorite Batman. it was such a hard battle, but
you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Affleck did it somehow.
Affleck did a great job.
He did. It was amazing. But I've loved Keaton forever, so that was a big deal for me.
And you said actually before we go any further, for the Spider-Man, I think Tony Stark's role, if they do it like they do a lot of the other hero movies, it won't be like too involved in the main storyline. It may just be where he shows up at the end. Do you think they might take that route, or?
I don't know. I feel like he's not going to be involved in the main storyline, like you said, but he'll definitely have some kind of. It won't just be like a small cameo. I think he'll have at least some kind of thing.
It won't be like at the end of the Hulk that we got, where he shows up at the very end, says we're building a team.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be like Spider-Man's doing his own thing. He's still a kid. He's going to fight his first bad guy. And that gets the attention of Tony.
Yeah. If we're doing that, then it has to be pre-Civil War.
Yeah. I think it will be.
Oh, I'm excited now. I like how they actually branched out and connected with Sony. Mm-hmm. And who has Fantastic Four?
Fox.
Oh, man.
Fox has Fantastic Four and X-Men, right?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they have X-Men for sure. I think it's Fantastic Four.
I don't think Fox is as likely to team up with MCU.
No.
Fox needs to just let it go.
There's a rumor though that because
they're doing good with X-Men.
Yeah, they're doing really good now.
Although they kind of really fucked Fantastic Four.
There's a rumor in another bit of news that they took off the Inhumans for 2019. Mm-hmm. They don't have a release date anymore.
What?
They're not going to do Inhumans doesn't have a release date, so far they're not going to.
On the Marvel side, right?
Yeah, they're not making Inhumans, which kind of sucks. But one rumor was that maybe Fantastic Four or Fox is going to work with Marvel the same way Sony is for Fantastic Four. Well, give it back to them to do another movie.
I was going to say they might explain, like if they do that with the X-Men, because the whole reason that they were pushing Inhumans so much,
was because they don't have the X-Men.
Yeah, and that's how they explained Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
but they didn't actually say Inhumans, did they?
No, and they weren't even mutants. They're
special.
They're special.
They're special.
You're gifted.
But yeah, they don't. They were gonna try to push the whole Inhumans thing, like, and any like rights that they had for any characters that were mutants. They were just gonna push them as Inhumans.
Yeah,
but
and they're
now,
currently doing that on Agents of Shield. The Inhumans are already there. Like, they're not the main royal family, but like just people that are becoming Inhumans.
But like, if they took off the Inhumans from like the calendar list, maybe that's because they're trying to go back and try to get X-Men back and push it into it.
Could be.
Because I remember I might be remembering this way wrong because it was when I was a kid. I remember Wolverine's in the Avengers, and like, but he was all over like the cinematic,
I think he jumps around
the comic
a lot.
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, X-Men is really weird. It sits in a strange place in the comic universe.
Yeah.
They just kind of branch out and just jump everywhere. Deadpool and Wolverine.
And there's tons of like teams that everyone is always in.
Yeah,
especially Wolverine. He's all over the place.
Yeah.
He's probably been in like every single thing.
Deadpool too.
Yeah.
And
That makes sense
Spider-Man,
for
for
him.
that matter. Spider-Man's all over everything as well.
Do you think they would recast Wolverine if they started putting him into the Avengers universe?
They'd have to, because Hugh Jackman's only doing one more Wolverine.
Yeah.
He's only doing Wolverine 3, and that's his last one.
Who do you think would be a good Wolverine?
Oh, man.
Wolverine is a hard person to cast.
I can't see him other than Hugh Jackson.
Hugh Jackson?
Hugh Jackson.
What's
Hugh
his
Jackman?
Hugh Jackman, yeah.
I'm not one to talk because I'm projecting up names. No, I think Hugh Jackman was an odd choice at first, but it got to be like everyone grew into it.
Yeah.
Like, especially because how old were we when that movie came out?
I don't know, teenagers when X1 came out?
Yeah,
but he looked the role when it came out, like the hair and the cigars.
Yeah.
He just wasn't like short.
And that was the argument that people had with the Wolverine movie, is because he wasn't gritty anymore. He was like all like clean and all of that shit.
Well,
Yeah.
because he became a sex icon, and they wanted women to come watch the movies.
Yeah.
But he did bring him back to that in a little bit more of the movies. Like, he started to get a little more dirtier.
That's why people wanted so badly for the new Wolverine to be rated R.
Yeah.
Because they want that just murderous.
They want his
Vicious
what's
one.
this blind rage of when he gets very like feral.
Berserker.
The animal.
The berserker rage, that's what they call it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be super sweet.
But I don't know. I can't.
It's really hard to picture someone else.
I don't know why, but as soon as you said Berserker Rage, I imagine Wolverine at a D&D table playing as like a barbarian character. It's like, Berserker Rage!
I'd like to roll +1 on berserker rage.
Sorry, I went full nerd for a second.
I think they should time travel back and get the Ultimate Warrior when he was like
Oh
25,
man,
and bring him back and make him play Wolverine.
I am the Wolverine.
That dude had the blind rage thing down.
For real, every time he talked, looked like he was about to have a heart attack. But it was so good. And so, like, you could hear the craziness in his voice.
Yeah,
It was really creepy, but that dude was amazing.
he was. He's dead now.
Oh, I know. Rest in peace.
Do we have any more news or trailers?
No trailers, more news. They confirmed Hulk in Thor Ragnarok. So the rumor's official.
Oh?
Yeah, Hulk will be in Thor Ragnarok.
Space Hulk.
Space Hulk.
I want Planet Hulk so bad.
Maybe.
I want
Just
Planet
maybe.
Hulk. That's one of my favorite storylines.
I think Planet Hulk would depend on what they do in Ragnarok. Mm-hmm. If he stays in space.
Planet
Yeah.
Hulk would be super hella CGI'd though.
Yeah,
It would be like the Warcraft movie.
I really
You know, it's all
Yeah,
CGI.
it would have to be.
I don't know if I could watch all that. Like, at some point, it's not going to be good CGI.
It might look like Green Lantern.
Ugh. Maybe we're not ready for it. Maybe we'll get it after Infinity War, which is another like 4 years.
CGI has gotten better.
And then it will get better, but
Yeah.
maybe we're not ready for it.
Speaking of CGI, Guardians 2 is filming.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so excited.
So
Guardians was a lot of CGI though, right?
Yeah, it was. That's where
Okay.
it was done really good.
Yeah, as
It
long as
was.
they do it like Guardians, I wouldn't mind.
Oh man, yeah, that's gonna be super awesome. I'm excited.
I want Planet Hulk. I
And
want it so
they
much.
casted Star Lord's father. Who was it? They casted again?
Shit. I keep wanting to say Jeff Bridges, and it's not Jeff
It's
Bridges.
not Jeff Bridges.
It's not Jeff Bridges.
But man, Jeff Bridges.
It's Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell
Yes.
is casted. He's going to be his dad?
Escape from L.A.
Yeah.
Kurt
Snake
Russell's gonna be
Plissken.
that. Oh man, that's gonna be so good. I like Kurt Russell.
When does
That's really
Galaxy come out?
Next year.
I don't think they have an exact release
next year.
Next year.
Ish.
But if it's filming now, yeah, probably a year from now.
Okay.
Because they're gonna streamline that movie. It's gonna make them a shitload of money. They want it out.
Oh yeah,
Because Guardians was a huge success for them.
definitely.
Rightfully so. That movie's fucking amazing.
Fuck it, yeah, it was.
So now we're getting into all the weird movies, the weird Marvel.
Yeah, we've
movies.
crossed
Now
over
that-
the threshold of like the main characters that everybody knows.
Now that everyone's accepted, and they're like, let's get weird. Let's throw out the Guardians.
Throw out
Yeah.
the Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Let's throw it. Oh man, it's gonna be so cool. I'm so excited.
I want the Black Panther movie.
Oh yeah, Black Panther should be not next year, maybe the year after.
Yeah.
That's
Black
gonna be
Panther
cool.
gonna be like really jungly, or is it?
Well, I don't think it's gonna be very
No.
jungly because his character is supposedly wealth in like the superheroes or whatever. It goes in order: Arrow, Tony Stark, or Bruce Wayne are kind of the same, and then miles ahead of them is Black Panther because Black Panther is the president of the country of
He's a
Wakanda.
king.
Yeah, he's the king of Wakanda.
Yeah, but isn't it like a kind of a jungle?
No, they're pretty like technology wise up there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just his stuff is like with the Panther God and stuff is still very like old style, but the country itself is very like technologically.
I want to say the
advanced.
mythos is probably very jungle-ish.
Yeah, definitely.
But then the movie itself is not going to be.
Yeah, because
hope
I don't know
it-
anything
well,
about Black
no.
Panther, so I kind of pictured more of like a like he's more of a prince of like a
like
a
a tribe or something.
No, not a tribe. Like a country. Like he has a city, but the surrounding the city is like jungles.
I think that
And there's a lot
reminds
of
me
guerrilla
more of
warfare
the
type stuff
Black
going
Panther
on.
dude that they had in Batman Beyond. In Batman Beyond, there was a Black Panther dude, but I don't think they called him Black Panther. But he was also like,
He couldn't have been Black Panther. He was
no, it wasn't.
different
It wasn't
thing.
Black Panther. It was like a similar character.
Oh, okay.
They had a guy who was like attacked by a panther, and they had to like his surgery. They had to give him like a weird spine or something,
Oh,
and he came back as a panther guy, which is kind of weird because like it's very similar to the idea of Black Panther.
Not really.
Yeah, well, not the whole like surgery thing.
Okay,
but
yeah.
it's a guy. He's a dude that his powers mimic a panther, and then you have a character named Black Panther.
Okay, I guess I could kind of see that.
That storyline goes more where he's it was very jungle-ish,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the Marvel Black Panther is I don't remember what they called that DC one. I don't even think it's a major thing because it was Batman Beyond.
Panther Man.
Panther Man. Because Batman Beyond's bad guys weren't really like comic book oriented, were they? Or was that one just for the show?
You know what? I haven't seen enough of it, and I don't remember
Okay.
any of it, to be honest.
I just remember him and the sound guy, but I don't remember seeing them in any comics.
Oh.
But then, but the Black Panther one, I think, is definitely going to be. Not that I've read any of those comics, but it's not going to be as jungle oriented.
No, I have a general knowledge of basic, like, of him. So, it's not jungle, but it's still pretty cool. Okay. Another thing in news real quick.
If you want, we can just make this whole episode news because we've already got for like an hour or so.
Oh, damn. Okay, so there's the Men in Black and 21 Jump Street crossover movie is happening, and it's titled MIB 23.
Wait, I'm gonna need you to say that sentence over again. I want to say that you said 21 Jump Street, Men in Black crossover.
Yes, I did. 21 Jump Street and Men in Black. 21 Jump Street in the Men in Black universe.
Like
is
as
what
a
I'm
joke?
assuming. No, like it's for real happening.
Is it gonna be like is Jonah Hill and
Channing Tatum?
Channing Tatum gonna be a part of
Yes.
it?
Will Smith will not be part of it, and Tommy Lee Jones also will not be.
Will they get that guy that plays young Tommy Lee Jones?
No,
'Cause that guy's great.
Well, Josh Brolin was really good in the last Men in Black.
Mm-hmm.
I'd hope so, but I don't think they would.
I loved him playing young K.
He did a good job. He looked like him. He played it like too perfectly.
It was great. I was like, yes, this guy rules.
I don't.
I kind of want if they do a Men in Black crossover, they kind of have to have Will Smith in it because for me that's what made the Men in Black
The Men in
movies.
Black series, yeah.
Otherwise, you just have the concept of Men in Black, and that's where it becomes a joke because it's the guys from 21 Jump Street going into Men in Black.
I think that's the point.
I think that's the point. Yeah.
21 Jump Street is supposed to be a joke. At the end of 22 Jump Street, they did that entire montage of like
Them in different
all
things.
the different Jump Street movies. that they could possibly come out with in the future. It was like 20 Leagues Under the Sea, and they're going to like submarine school.
Fuck.
Maybe is this because I can't think of what the plot would be, but maybe they have to like infiltrate the Men in Black as young undercover agents.
Maybe they're
someone selling alien secrets.
I was gonna say because Men in Black is not an official government agency.
No, they don't exist.
Yeah, they don't. It would have to be like, so the cops couldn't be like, oh well, maybe it's like, there's this random unit we found, we don't know what the fuck it is.
What if? Well, my thought is maybe they're sent to go do something to find out something for some reason, like they normally do, undercover to do whatever. And then they get mixed up into some sort of alien conspiracy, and that's when Men in Black comes in.
They meet the Men in Black.
Yeah, and they kind of like, hey, I understand you're doing this, and blah, 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 whatever, and they team up.
I imagine it being like where like there's an incident, and they go over there, and it's an alien, and then like he's in the middle, and then everybody says freeze to the alien, but it's the Men in Black guys and them at the same time, and then they point guns at each other. They're like, whoa, whoa! And then that thing where the guns go like back and forth between each other.
What if they're like undercover and they're trying to infiltrate like some crime thing and they get caught by the Men in Black and they're like, everyone take off your masks, and Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum take off the mask to just be them, but the third guy takes off a mask and he's an alien, and they're like, what the fuck?
That would be great.
What I want is I want them to like have to team up with these two guys, except for they don't feel like Channing Tatum can keep the secrets, so they flash him after every single time. But Jonah Hill knows everything. And the entire movie, he's trying not to tip Channing Tatum off to the shit.
Oh, man, that's so good.
Oh, that would be great.
They give them the test that Will Smith has to do, and Jonah Hill passes it, but Channing Tatum fails everything.
You know what? That's a great ending to get them to the next movie. Be like, oh, they could have this crazy mission, and then at the end, they're like, oh, yeah, just look at this. And then they're like, what happened? Gone. And then you can now do 21 Jump Street in a totally different universe.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's so good.
I just want to see Channing Tatum be completely oblivious to everything going on while Jonah Hill is trying his best to solve all of these things without letting him know that there's fucking aliens going on.
I like that idea. I like that idea a lot.
Jonah Hill's just got that awkward, like, panic, freak out, shit down. That'd be great.
Oh, man.
What was it that we were talking about when you had to go to the airport? That scene from the original Men in Black where he grabs the table and goes,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that sound.
To be redone in this, where it's Channing Tatum like just grabbing the table.
He would. Yeah, every time I hear that sound anywhere, I immediately think back to that scene.
I imagine them doing like the training montage that they did at the first 21 Jump Street, where it's them going through all the things for the training, but doing it for the Men in Black version.
Ah.
I would like to see that.
That'd be cool.
We're like, we've been through this before, but as they're doing it, alien tentacles are jumping out at them.
They're just screaming. They're like,
They send them through the same exact training Will Smith went through on the first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the cardboard alien shooting thing.
Or what if Ice Cube is in charge of the Men in Black?
Oh, goddamn.
He's like, you guys got to go undercover.
No. I can't take that.
Ice Cube's been promoted.
I want them to switch it up. Instead of Ice Cube, I want it to be Ice Cube is in charge of the police, but Ice-T is in charge of the Men in Black.
Yes. Yes.
It's not
okay
personal. It's just business.
or they get Dr. Dre to do it.
Oh, I'd love that.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
He's too buff.
I would love to see Dr. Dre as the head of the Men in Black.
From now on, any of these crossovers where they do 21 Jump Street to something else, the head of whatever organization they go up to has to be a rapper, an old rapper of some sort.
Definitely.
Snoop Dogg is going to be like the leader of one of them.
Snoop Dogg's the leader of everything.
No,
he's the president.
No, I was going to say Snoop Dogg is going to be the drug guys, the alcohol fire. No, what is it with
the DEA?
DEA, yeah. I want Snoop Dogg to be in charge of that.
He'd be like, you can put that evidence in my office.
I love Snoop. So awesome.
Oh,
is that what DA means?
DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency.
The DEA.
That's what I said.
DA is District Attorney.
Yeah, I thought you said DA.
No, DA is
I said
prosecutor.
DEA.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying District Attorney, and I was like, what?
Different people.
It's too many organizations to keep up with. But that means there's so many movies that I could do.
Government,
That's true.
bro.
I want to see them
Title
in
for
like
everything.
very, like they have to go undercover in some kind of like minute, small like organization, like I don't know. I can't think of any.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
No, that's not minute. And it takes place in the 20s. Although 21 Jump Street goes through time would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, what if they're in the Hot Tub Time Machine universe?
What?
It'd be called Hot Tub 23 Jump Street.
I watched Hot Tub Time Machine 2 again the other day.
I'll work on it, Kramer. I'll make that title better.
Those movies are so
21
fucking...
Hot Tub Street. There we go.
No.
21 Hot Tub Street. No, those Hot Tub Time Machine movies are actually really good. I like the second one too.
I still haven't seen the second one. I need to watch
There's
it.
a second one?
Yeah, I rewatched it again. It's got Ben from Parks and Rec.
Oh, nice.
In it, he plays Adam's son. What's Adam? What's his name?
You mean looking for the actor that plays Adam?
Ow.
Yeah. High Fidelity. What's his name?
Yeah. John Cusack.
John Cusack. Yeah, he plays John Cusack's son. And John Cusack isn't in this movie, but all the other guys are.
That's awesome. Is the relationship between what's his name and his son now?
Oh, Lou
good?
and
Lou, yeah.
No, they're still as hilarious and hateful as ever.
Oh man, good. I love that dynamic of them. It's so funny. I knew I've always hated you. I'm gonna tell my prison friends I've been sent from the past to kill my own father.
There's a point where they think Lou dies, and Craig Robinson's talking to him. He's like, and his son's like, man, now that he's gone, I have this feeling. I don't know what it is. And then Craig Robinson's like, is it love? No, it's not love. Like maybe, like you might miss him. Yeah, maybe. Maybe like I might miss him. I don't know.
Damn it. Do we have any other news up on the roster?
The last bit of news was that they ordered a pilot for a Krypton TV show.
Even after the Man of Steel movies, I still don't care.
That sounds terrible.
Sounds boring.
That sounds so bad.
Superman is not exciting to me. He's never been exciting. Even the new Superman movies, I watched them and I was like, all right, I guess. And then when this most recent one, it was Batman. I was excited about. I didn't care about Superman still.
Yeah.
The Krypton thing just sounds like they're trying to cash in on the Gotham thing.
I think exactly what they're doing. But Krypton is not interesting.
There's no like.
The only interesting part, although too, is like you're gonna explode. Why should I care?
That's true.
It
doesn't matter because we know how it ends.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Along those lines, I kind of also heard a rumor of a Green Lantern sort of show or movie or something. I don't remember exactly what it was that they were talking about. Which it was going to be about the planet, not about the actual Green Lantern. So it was going to be like all of the.
Okay, that one might be a little bit more interesting because
because I like the backstory for Green Lantern. The Green Lanterns could be kind of cool.
Yeah, because you have the yellow lanterns, the red ones. Mm-hmm. There is a purple one. There's a whole spectrum of them supposed to be like for the different emotions, and like there's so many worlds in that one. You can expand it.
That's true.
That goes to the whole allure of like the Star Wars and Guardians of the Galaxy, where you can have an infinite number of storylines because there's an infinite number of planets.
Yeah.
But if you have it based on Krypton, where the whole thing just takes place on Krypton.
And you know what? It would have to be like a drama because none of them have Superman powers on Krypton.
Yeah, no,
that's the whole point.
Just normal people there.
It would just be politics and like there would be no action.
And again, what's the point is if everybody dies?
And a whole lot of people pissed off at Zod.
Yeah. I mean, they could even take it back like really far before Krypton. That way you can be like, well, it explodes, but like in 1,000 years. So maybe this is interesting, but I just don't think it could ever be interesting.
Yeah, I don't think
Who's going to care? Like,
would you watch, as a flip of that, a TV series based on Planet Vegeta?
Yes.
That one I'd much more be interested in watching.
Well, would you watch Planet Vegeta, or would you just watch the Saiyans go on different missions? Because the planet's there, but I can't imagine there's stuff going on the planet. It's all about that they get sent on their missions to destroy other planets.
Yeah.
That's the interesting part.
And that goes back to the whole, like, you can go to other planets and have different adventures.
I mean, you can have stuff set on Planet Vegeta, which, depending on what timeline you put it in.
Yeah.
But the interesting part is to meet Saiyans and have them go on different...
You could have a TV series based on the 2 movies for Bardock?
Yeah. Bardock's movies would be really cool.
Yeah. And all of those take place on Planet Vegeta.
Mm-hmm.
That would actually be if they stretch that out because it's a 3-part series. I think there's the one where he actually stands up to Frieza. No, it's the same movie. No, it's 2 movies. I don't remember.
Doesn't he go into time?
Yeah, he goes back in time, but I don't remember if like the first one. If I'm thinking it's the same movie or 2 separate movies.
I don't remember.
But either way, I think that would be a cool one to watch.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
They're expanding a lot of different universes now, I think. I'm not sure exactly what really sparked it, but I've been noticing a lot of it recently. Like Star Wars, for example.
Yeah.
They're, like Rogue One.
I wonder if that's what's like started because they've been talking about Rogue One since they started talking about Star Wars in general. And that the idea of anthology films that were just split up. And I think a lot of people are doing the same thing.
I think a lot of it
because
is...
you can expand so much.
Well, it's also... There's the idea that Hollywood has run out of ideas, but then it's not just that. It's the inability to make a new storyline, but also they're looking back at something that's already well established, has a huge fan base, which translates into already having a huge audience.
Yeah.
So they can just expand that because they already know people love that so much.
That's true.
That they're like, you know what, we can just start spinning off from here, spin off from here. It's... Yeah, spin-off syndrome.
I think it wasn't safe before. That's what it is. They weren't sure that people would care about anything other than Batman. So they would have never thought to make Gotham.
But that's what we said on, I think it was our very first episode, where Marvel triggered the whole idea of movies that aren't just movies anymore. They're like a show.
Yeah.
It's like each movie is an episode in this huge overarching series.
They're the first thing to make a universe. All their movies take place in the same thing.
Yeah, well, besides Star Wars, but Star Wars is just one overarching story.
Star Wars counts as a movie trilogy. Like, it's still all the same thing.
Yeah, Star Wars follows the same same few characters.
It doesn't branch.
The entire thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's branching now, but before it didn't branch.
Yeah, it wasn't a universe.
Marvel was the first to be like, you, instead of getting your separate Iron Man movie and your separate Thor and all this stuff, you still get them, but you realize they all, at one point, will meet each other. And they all live in the same universe.
Yeah, it's a big interweaving web of storylines.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the original Star Wars movies were just one giant arc over a bunch of movies.
Essentially, those were just, like, Blade. Like, it was still same story, trilogy.
Yeah.
3 movies. But there's no universe of other movies that fit into Blade.
Or even, like, The Hobbit was, The Hobbit is basically one storyline that expands into Lord of the Rings, and it's just one arcing storyline.
And that's still one thing, yeah. But these are like, now we're, how many movies are there? 15-ish?
Which is, I think, a lot of the reason why I love Game of Thrones so much is because it's all of that, but it's one show.
Speaking of which, Game of Thrones airs tonight.
It does.
So excited. Oh.
Although, this will be up next week, right? So.
No, I'm going to try to put it up tonight.
Oh, are you going to put it up tonight? Then Game of Thrones is up tonight.
Yes.
But yeah, I really like that. It's like, the different regions, so it's a lot of different universes per se.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's separated by their own things, but yet it all still takes place.
Yeah, but they have they have mention of each other, and like, I'm not sure what they're doing over there, but as long as they don't fuck with us, we're cool over here. Mm-hmm. But then you go over there and like, let's fuck with them.
Yeah, I like that because I like things where like you get hints of something triggered from another storyline that has nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, it's almost like inside information. If like nobody has seen that other movie, and then you start watching this one, it kind of hints towards the other one. And if you've seen that other one already, you're like, oh, it connects, guys, it connects.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
I think it's also like part of something that started off when Ice was playing like RPG games. Because with those games, you can branch out and you can do whatever you want. And it's not a narrow storyline. It's a very wide storyline. Like, you can do the main storyline, but there's all these, like, side quests and stuff that you can, if you want, you can learn more about the world, or you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to, like, watch all of the Marvel movies. It helps. It makes a lot more sense than to just watch.
In that case, you don't have to watch, like, the Star Wars anthology movies.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
They're not going to affect the Star Wars storyline.
Yeah, no.
But it's just cool to have that extended knowledge of the world around you.
So you can be like, oh, this fits in between, Before a New Hope and things like that.
You think you'll be able to watch those standalone? Like, if you've never seen any Star Wars movie, you think if you watch those, it'll be a good movie to you? You'll understand.
Well, that's the test of making a good spin-off.
That they're trying to make them standalone movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
They fit in the Star Wars universe, but they're just, like, you watch this movie and that's it. If you have a deeper knowledge of Star Wars, definitely enhances the movie.
A lot of cool Easter eggs and stuff.
Yeah, but I think the point of it and what they're trying to do is to make it this just standalone.
Yeah. Which I think is a big... I remember they were saying that there's a challenge when you make a sequel and when you make a prequel. I don't remember it all the way, so most of this is going to sound like gibberish. But
It already is.
Okay, so like when you make the main movie, that's where you flush out everything. For a prequel, I think it has to be... You have to try to lead up. You have to make sure that it goes into the new storyline.
Yeah.
But you can't over-flush everything out. Because if someone decides to watch them in order, then you're like, okay, well, this already explained everything that happens in this next movie, and none of this comes as a surprise. It ruins all the climaxes of the next movie.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you when we were watching Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't watch the first ones because you miss out. They did too much expanding, and you miss out a lot on the cool surprises that happen in the original trilogy.
Yeah, and if you make it too big, then the ones that come after it don't make sense because you're not including a lot of the same stuff that happened in the first ones.
Yeah.
Where a sequel, you can flush out more. Like the sequel almost has to flush out more than the one before it. Because if you, like say, for instance, like the Blade movies. And I just pulled that out of my ass. Like the Blade movie goes into
Pulled
like a
Blade
regular
out of your ass?
storyline. Ooh. Okay, so Blade goes into like a regular storyline. Which I don't remember too well because I was like 12 when I saw
Dude,
this.
I don't remember any of them too well except... no, I don't.
But like as they progressed through Blade, they went more into the lore of like the vampires and everything. Before it was just like a regular storyline, and the next one went more into the lore of everything behind them.
Yeah.
Or oh no, you know what a better example is
Matrix.
well, that too. That's okay. Yeah, that's a perfect example.
Actually, no. Matrix went.
No, they went too confusing.
Yeah,
they made it too
What's
gibberish,
the other
like-
vampire movie with the girl who's also going to be at Comicpalooza?
Oh, the Lycans?
The vampires and the Lycans?
Underworld.
Underworld, yeah. Underworld
watched
started
that.
off with a regular... What?
I never watched Underworld.
It's all blue.
It's
Everything's
very
blue. It's like they put a blue filter over everything.
It's true.
It's always dark.
They start off with this a general storyline following the main protagonist, but then as they go into the next movies, they expand and explain the world that's around them.
Yeah.
Which is like something that you have to do with a sequel. But also it has to be a good movie by itself.
I think that should just be a rule for anything. Any sequel or whatever should be able to stand alone by itself.
Especially
also-
anthologies, because anthologies, they're not actually part of the storyline. They're just additional information.
So those definitely have to be, because you have to end that movie there. Yeah. Oh! I actually just forgot, and I know you hated this, Kramer, because you posted this, but it's been confirmed.
Oh, I don't want it.
The Rock is in Jumanji, and they're doing it.
It's been confirmed?
Kevin Hart is now confirmed, but The Rock is remaking Jumanji.
Is he going to be
I don't know
the
who he's
character
gonna be.
that
Robin Williams
plays?
I thought about that, but I don't
remake.
see him.
It can't be a remake. It has to be somebody else finds the game.
That's what I'm thinking. He's okay.
I hope so.
I follow him on Instagram, and that's where I saw it, where he announced that they're remaking Jumanji, and he's got a badass script. He said, "I promise the script's going to be really good." He was like, "I really love the movie. This is me telling
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you look me in the eyes when you promise that.
I love The Rock though. So.
I love The Rock too.
I love The Rock too, but I love Jumanji more.
And you know what's funny is that last time we talked about what movies not to, when we were talking about the movies that were coming out,
We specifically said
we
nothing
said,
with Robin Williams.
After he died, we're like, do not touch Jumanji. And now they're going to fucking make Jumanji. But
It's because we said it. You know that, right?
it's exactly because we said it.
That's true. We did call that. We
Are you
told them
saying
not to fuck with Jumanji?
it's our fault for Jumanji?
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying we have that much influence.
We might. We have that influence on the universe.
I'm gonna throw out that me and The Rock are gonna become best friends. So
No, the way you should say it is me and The Rock will never become best friends.
I want no. Oh yeah.
The Rock fucking hates our podcast. We are the worst people he's ever heard in his life.
Reverse
And,
psychology.
Hopefully, he doesn't want to be our friends and he wants to murder the fuck out of us in our sleep.
that epiphany was the greatest thing I'd ever seen.
We love The Rock. Not.
Not.
Oh, God.
But you know what? If we're talking Jumanji, how would you continue the story?
It has to be...
It's got to be like an anthology, right? Like the next step, right?
Well, it has to be that Jumanji, they found the board game and it was in like the 90s.
What happened at the end of it? At the end of Jumanji, what did they do with the game?
They buried it? Didn't they
I
bury it?
wanted to say Barry too, but I cannot remember.
I think they buried the game.
It has to be.
Didn't it start like thumping again at the end?
I think so.
Like they buried it, and maybe some other kid hears the drumming.
Yeah, it has to be. They found it 20 years later, just like with Independence Day. They have to do it where it was like 20 years later. They found it, and it's like maybe it's Kevin Hart finds it in the hood.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Is it gonna be Leprechaun in the hood?
Oh my god! He's gonna be like, "Damn, nature, you scary."
I hope there's a point where The Rock punches a tiger.
Oh yeah!
Like a tiger just running up to him, and he's like running, and he just turns around and just slugs the shit out of this tiger. And then
I am the cavalry. That's a Fast and the Furious thing.
I never saw the new Fast and the Furious.
Okay, you know what? If that's how it goes, I would be kind of interested to see. As long as it's not a remake.
Because he can't be... Because if he's a remake, where would you put him? He can't be Robin Williams. He's the only adult. Unless he's a bad guy. Unless he's the guy with the gun.
Kevin Hart can play a child.
Kevin Hart could play a whiny child.
He could. He's roughly about the same size.
I only think that he's going to be like a dad, and maybe him and his kids, or one of his kids finds the game.
Maybe.
Into this new house that they came in. You know what? I'm writing the movie. That's how it happens. They move into a new house. He wants to build this kid like a little sand pit, And then they find the game, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you play with this, son?" And then they all get sucked into it.
You have to dig too deep for a sand pit.
I don't know how deep you have to dig for a sand pit, and I don't know how deep they put the game. So shut your face.
Chances are, what's going to happen is some kids are going to find it. They're going to open it. They're going to start playing, and then shit's going to go awry. And animals or whatever is going to be trashing the city, and then they're going to find the Rock somewhere along the way.
He's going to be a police officer that responds to the call.
Maybe.
And it's going to be him with his ride-along guy.
Oh my god!
No!
That's what's going to happen.
I don't want it to be Kevin Hart. You know what? I will take back fucking what's his name from the Rundown?
Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott. I will take Sean William Scott back 1,000,000 times. A million times over Kevin Hart. Bring Sean William Scott back.
What if they do something like Captain America? You know how in Captain America they put Chris Evans' face on that real skinny guy? Mm-hmm. What if they show The Rock? What if they show The Rock as a kid and he gets trapped into the game? He's the next person that finds it. He gets trapped out. When the next people come and open it up, he comes out buff as shit with like a lion pelt. Straight up like Tarzan. Huge buff. He's not crazy like Robin Williams, but he's just like, I am the ultimate survivor now.
So you're saying instead of where like Robin Williams came out and he's like, I barely survived. The Rock comes out, he's like, I'm king of the jungle.
I am king of this jungle. Yes.
So it's gonna be basically like Tarzan.
Yeah, but with Jumanji.
That means Robin Williams was George of the Jungle and Rock is going to be Tarzan.
Oh man, I would totally be cool with that. That he's like a badass like hunter. Like he thrived in this Jumanji world.
What if they show flashbacks of him in the world?
No, I don't know.
No, they gotta throw him out of the game into the real world as like this jungle survivor, and
now he's
trying to figure out what the fuck these cars are and shit like that.
Was the world of Jumanji like back in well, no, okay, because the problem with that is Robin Williams played it as a child.
Yeah.
And then they found it like years later. That's why he was in there for that many years.
Yeah.
The problem with having The Rock do that is you'd have to be whoever plays it after the kids of the first Jumanji. There's another group of kids that plays it, and then he gets stuck. And then years after that, they find him again. Yeah. Because they can't have it to where he was stuck in there while Robin Williams was stuck in there.
Mm-hmm. Which, in a sense, I guess that could be how they remake Jumanji. They just change the little details to fit The Rock and his personality and his body type.
But it can't be a remake. I want it to be. It has to be a sequel of some sort.
But that's if they were to make it a remake, that's how they could do it. It hit the same beats, but it would just be slightly different. Like, The Rock could get stuck in there like Robin Williams, but when he comes out, instead of Robin Williams is still really skilled when he comes out.
Yeah,
but you can tell it's like taking a lot of him to be in there. The Rock could just be in the same way, but he mastered it more. And he's huge.
I could see that, but the thing is, I don't want it to be a remake, and it's more of just that there's no reason to remake it when it was perfect the first time.
Yeah,
it's where it would be better as a sequel for me. Because the problem of them making a remake is that they're going to take every aspect of that and make it more modernized. They're going to put smartphones in there. They're going to put iPads in there.
Well, they have to. I mean,
the kids are going to be like, "What's this fucking board game? I just want to play on my iPad." I guarantee you that's going to be a line in there.
That could be like a whole thing of it where, for some reasons, they're not playing on their phones.
There was a power outage. We can't charge our phones.
They're like, "Oh, we'll play this game. Whatever. We found it." Maybe someone that's in like one of those like creepy stores, like Gremlin style, and this guy's like, "You don't want this game, but I'll give it to you anyway."
See,
it's very secret.
The problem with that is that those kind of storylines make sense back then, but these days they'd be like, "I'll give you this board game for free." I don't want that board game. I got my like PSP or whatever it is now.
This is the guy's giving them this whole spill about, it, and you're like, "Huh? I'm sorry, I was looking up things on my iPad."
I'm sorry, I was just evolving my Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know. I trust The Rock though. I'm glad. Well,
I trust The Rock. I don't trust Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart hasn't been confirmed. That was just a rumor. And that was just because that movie of theirs just came out.
And the problem is because him and The Rock have that relationship, it's a very jokey relationship.
Yeah.
And while Jumanji, because it was Robin Williams, did have funny parts, it was much more of a suspense movie.
Suspense?
Not suspense.
It's not a thriller. It was just action. It was just action-ish movie.
But this one with The Rock and Kevin Hart, it's not going to be action. It's going to be comedic action. And not even like the same kind of comedy that Robin Williams would have put.
Yeah.
It's going to be right along.
Yeah. Not to mention, too, that like Kevin Hart's humor and the type of roles he's always put into are always almost the same. Like the kind of whiny character. And
Yeah,
I don't think... he could work in this. He'd be the character that's always in trouble.
Yeah.
But it would be too much.
Yeah.
Well, and I was talking to Maggie about this. We were saying that Robin Williams was perfect for Jumanji because he was the comedian of the generation back then. And we were like, well, who's the comedian of our generation now? And we thought about it. We're like, fuck, that is Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is basically but he's not on par with, in my opinion, he's not on par with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Robin Williams was like a comedian that like in every field there becomes like a person who's really high up there. That's better, even better than like the norm of like a regular generation. Like Led Zeppelin, there will not be another Led Zeppelin. Robin Williams was like the Led Zeppelin of comedians back then. Maybe that's pushing it a bit too much, but that's the regard that I hold him in.
I don't even consider like Kevin Hart to be that big.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'd say Will Ferrell is that big. He's the guy.
Ferrell.
He's the greatest comedic actor around like our generation.
But I want to say that's our generation. Because remember, we're not as young as we used to be.
Yeah, but
now, like the comedian who's out there now.
I would say it'd be Daniel Tosh. Probably.
I was gonna say Tosh.
I don't want to say it's Daniel Tosh.
It's just because he's not in movies, but he is the comedian.
He's not in movies, I feel, because of himself.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be in movies. He was only in The Love Guru. That was his only ever movie.
Oh, I didn't know he was in that.
He makes like a 5-second cameo where he offers to beat up Mike Myers.
God damn it!
Yeah, I think he's just not in movies just because he doesn't need to. He's like, this is.
But the one who's making a big cultural like appearance is Kevin Hart. He's the one. His stand-ups have been coming out really big, and now he's getting into all these movies. He's the one. I'm not saying he's like the best comedian of our time, but he's the one who's making the biggest cultural footprint in like the millennial generation, I guess.
For now,
Yeah,
Zac
for
Efron's
now.
coming.
I would say still like even Seth Rogen is more up there in comedic stuff than him.
Does he do stand-up?
No, but just in the fact of comedic movies. When you think of those type of movies, obviously Will Ferrell is at the top
I want to
because
say
he's
Key and Peele.
consistently in everything.
Key and Peele would be like they're becoming the new.
Key and Peele is coming up. Like,
Yeah, I do see them in a lot of random roles now.
Yeah,
like
I see
little
them
side
being
stuff.
like the combination of them being the Robin Williams of our generation eventually. Not our generation, maybe the next one, because they're still like sloping upwards.
I just think no one's gonna beat Will Ferrell on anything. The amount of movies he's done in
Jim
iconic
Carrey.
roles.
Jim Carrey.
Oh, Jim Carrey, his comedic movies were more for like the 90s, like back then.
He was the generation right after Robin Williams, I want to say.
Yeah, okay. I'll
I'd
give you
say that, yeah. But I feel like Will Ferrell is just like, he's our generation, definitely. Because he's still putting out, all he does is funny movies. So he's always in some kind of comedic role. Speaking of, I saw Get Hard with him and Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah, that was actually really good.
It was really good. It was
liked
really
it.
funny.
Was it?
Yeah, it was so funny. I need to rewatch it again. Yeah. That's all the news I got.
Well, you say that's all the news you got. We have like an hour and a half, maybe.
It's been a busy.
This was
like,
gonna be
2
like
weeks.
a segment. I think it became like our whole episode.
We're very opinionated, and it's been a very busy 2 weeks. Also,
Yeah.
a new X-Men trailer comes out tomorrow, which I feel like we just got one, so I'm a little less excited.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they might be like pushing it now with the trailers, like at one like every 2 weeks.
I'm pretty sure we talked about it like a podcast or two ago.
Yeah.
We just got a brand new trailer.
That's why we said no more Civil War trailers or coverage, because we've already covered every single Civil War trailer up to this point.
Anything that comes out now is like TV spots or like here's a scene from the movie, and I don't watch any of those. I just watch trailers.
By the way, next week, guys, Civil War episode.
Yes, I'm so ready.
Oh yeah, I need to go watch that probably next Saturday morning.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Saturday morning also. Maybe Sunday if I can.
It's not going to be a
wait.
Thursday night thing again.
No, not at all. No,
That was
just for
terrible
Ryan.
the next day.
But
We
it
only
doesn't
did it
matter.
because we had off the next day.
Yeah,
I wasn't off the next day.
Ryan's the only one that'll go see it Thursday night. Doesn't matter though because he's not gonna be on the podcast Sunday. I'm sure.
Okay. I think that's all for today.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
good.
Go check us out on Twitter at CommentatorspOd, at CommentatorspOd.
Yep.
Instagram at shooting-blanks. Facebook at Shooting Blanks Entertainment. Mm-hmm. I'm Kramer,
I'm Juan.
I'm Tom. Sometimes.
and we will see you guys maybe very soon, because we might shoot another episode that we're supposed to shoot now, but we didn't have time because this segment went a little long.
Well, we do it anyway. Yay!
Yeah!
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.